And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 16. My name is Lloydy the Liberator, and I'm here every episode with Jamie and Chris. How are we doing, boys?
Good evening. How are you doing? All right?
Yeah, good.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Chris, how are you, mate? What's going on?
Good. Not a lot, really. Just getting through it. Getting through this start of the year at the moment. I'm not going to go into my problems, so okay. I'm going to keep it as that. But yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. Over the Christmas sort of eating lots of fatty food, trying to get back on the diet a little bit. Got back on the bike this week, which is a bit of a slog, but yeah, all good otherwise, really. You said about being episode 16. Is it going to be a sweet 16 episode, or is it going to be an interesting episode?
Oh, no. So just, we should put a warning on top of this episode, really. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of us on our soapboxes this week. I apologise profusely in advance, but it's going to be one of those weeks, I think. We've never done this before, actually. Like, have one of those episodes where we're not digging per se, but bringing up a lot of stuff that's happened over the last couple of weeks, where we kind of are collectively shaking our heads with, to be honest. But we'll get through it. Other than that, Jamie, anything else?
No, that's it, really. A fairly mundane week for me, which is quite nice, to be honest. Yeah. How about you, Lloydy?
Well, the foot's better. Yeah, the foot's
foot.
It's bruising and swelling is down, which is great. It still doesn't feel right. You know, like there's certain bits of it are very tender, but it's getting there. I was just saying to Jamie before we started recording that after we did the last recording, the next day I was in agony, and I don't know whether I was like tapping my foot when we were doing the show or something, but I couldn't move it on that Friday. I rested it the whole weekend and it got better from there. So happy days, really. It's all good. I am in slightly a bad mood today, though. I've been in a bad mood all day. So I had a long day today. I started off, I had a dental appointment at 8 o'clock this morning.
That's an early start for a dental appointment.
So I do have some work that needs to be done at the end of the month, but this was just a checkup. All good. I told her exactly how my teeth and gums were, and I was exactly 100% correct on it. Fantastic. Great. She then told me that she's leaving.
I know that pain.
So I had originally my first ever dentist I had for over 30 years, and it was just like, is that ever going to happen again in this world we live in? I don't think so. But this one I've had for about last 5 years. She's been great, and the thought of getting a new dentist, it's like a Kelly autograph. Right in my teeth. Spiky.
Mate, if I were you, I would be shopping around as much as you can if I were you. It's a nightmare out there for dentists.
Oh, so I I pay privately.
Good, okay.
So I have done since I was 18. It's the only thing. So over here, I think if people are OTP probably listening, they probably won't get the concept of the NHS. So we pay taxes in order to have free healthcare. But generally, it has been extended to dentists for a long time, but everyone's going private now. So and there's not a lot of NHS left. But I'm going to be given a new dentist, and I'll just see what happens from there. But nah.
Yeah, we're trying to find a new home for dentists, but both of us have lost our dentist this year, and we're on a waiting list. So one of these episodes might have no teeth. So just bear with me. It is what it is, really. Loads of people haven't they? So
yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, NHS waiting list at the moment is crazy, because we've obviously just moved, so we had to move doctors, dentists, everything, and we're just on a list. So see how that goes for. I think I've heard like 4 or 5 years. So private may have to come into play, I think.
So before we go into what we're watching this last couple of weeks, Obviously, we need to mention Jay Briscoe. A lot of people very sad on social media about it. Obviously, heart and love to his family and friends.
Actually, the aftermath of this as well. Yeah. I didn't realise his two kids were in the car with him as well, and that situation seems scary as hell as well at the moment. So
yeah,
not a good situation at all.
Okay, we'll move on to what we've been watching this week then. So, start off with AEW. Anything AEW related? Jamie, you're normally the one who's watched it the night before.
You know me. I'm a creature of habit. I've seen this week's AEW already, so
spoil it for me. Go on. What happened?
Well worth checking out. Dynamite have had a bloody good run. I don't know how far behind are you guys? Have you watched any AEW or not?
I watched last week.
I think I'm about 2 weeks. I think
okay, so not too bad then. But they're on a bloody good run of Dynamites at the moment, and they're doing obviously this, 5 matches with Bryan Danielson before he can get MJF at the end. So this week it was Bandito and Bryan, and that was a cracking match, well worth checking out. And then Hangman had a bit of a backstage interview with Renee, and turned around and said that he needs to make amends with someone.
I did see that.
So obviously the rumour mill, everyone's wondering what it's going to be, whether or not it's the Elite, or is it a small comment to maybe Punk coming back, or all these types of things. So yeah, an interesting week on Dynamite. A Saraya heel turn. So that was all part of this week's Dynamite. So yeah, a good week really.
Decent. I haven't actually been watching much WWE, but I am excited for the Rumble and Raw 30.
I think these Raws are always a good thing to do, aren't they? Like these special Raws, they always feel quite cool.
They are, yeah. They're always quite fun, and get to see some legends and some good matches scheduled. Cage match, so yeah, something should be interesting.
I think I sent you guys a link. They had like the Raw 15th Battle Royale. And there was a part of me that couldn't believe that Battle Royale was 15 years ago.
Crazy, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, mate. And then you sort of think, when was the Raw 10th anniversary? You think that don't feel like it was 20 years ago, Were you guys watching like for the very first Raw, or was that a bit... I can't remember when you guys started watching.
No, see, I was before, and you guys were during the Attitude Era and stuff like that.
No, mine was like when Raw started almost, because I used to watch like Wrestling Challenge and Superstars and things, main event, Saturday night's main event. But I do remember the first episode of Raw because I was really hyped about it. I was probably like 5, I think. So just after.
So I came away from the majority of WWF at that point around 93, 94.
Okay.
Because I started finding girls and rugby
going out and about,
and getting into mischief. But yeah, I came back probably around 99, 2000.
Okay.
Backlash, was it Backlash 2000?
Yeah, that was
really the Stone Cold run-in. Basically, that was
good, wasn't it?
That was what really got me back, I think, to be honest.
So was Raws at that point, was that sort of on a tape today by a couple of days, or was it it wasn't live in the UK then, was it?
No,
it used to come on a Friday, I think. So we'd get it on a Friday night. So it would obviously air in America on a Monday, but we wouldn't get it till the Friday. And obviously back then you couldn't just go on the internet and find out. So you know what I mean? I actually used to get my dad, because I didn't have Sky at my mum's. I used to have to get my dad to tape it, and then I'd watch the tape on Saturday.
That's really cool.
My cousins used to do the same for me in the Attitude Era as well. Used to tape me Raw and SmackDown. I used to go and then have a binge it every fortnight. We'd go around there. I'll watch the whole lot, Those days are well gone now, aren't they, really? But no, getting back to Raw 30, I think it should be an interesting show anyway. I want to see... I noticed they're doing like that Attitude Era Raw logo, which they haven't done before. They've always done the real retro Raw, haven't they? So it'd be good to see if it's a big screen.
Yeah, they always kind of do the original one, don't they? Whereas this is
Triple X.
Like the
Triple X Raw,
yeah. I wonder who they're going to get back for that one.
We'll wait and see.
Mandy, Paige, Sonny. Oh, the list is endless. I can't wait for these cards, by the way. They're going straight into my PC.
Will they do a Penny Instant Raw, do you reckon?
Cool. Didn't they do one for when Braun came back? I'm pretty sure that was a Raw one.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a Raw
Red Trousers Braun?
Yeah. So they have
yeah,
done.
Maybe.
So I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. It's expectation high, really badly execution, WWE all over it, to be honest. So probably be the worst show ever.
Are we going to see Vince McMahon appear? I reckon we probably will, next week.
I don't know. I'd hope not, but... Yeah.
I hope not at all, but I could just see him turning up to this big intro.
Yeah. So I kind of fell off a bit from the recordings for a couple of seconds there, guys. I do apologise. Did you cover NXT?
No.
New Year Evil? No. Anyone
I didn't see it, actually. No.
I didn't see it. I was hoping one of you guys had.
I haven't either.
Because there wasn't many reels on it and stuff like that, to be honest.
No, I haven't really seen
it. It was kind of one of those that kind of went under the cover, really. Weird one. Yeah.
Well, it must have been good, so yeah.
The thing is, they always do surprise people, don't they? Like, they normally do quite a good show, but...
The one I am gutted about, I didn't get to see, was Impact Hard to Kill. So I normally watch the Impact pay-per-views, and I just haven't had time to watch it. But there's... having Bully Ray coming back into it, and they've got Santino Marella. Show me the way to Santo Marella. Santino.
Minus the Cobra.
It's just a weird one, that, to be honest. They've always been sceptical with their booking anyway, but it just seems it's just started getting really good again as well, and they've just pressing the self-destruct button again, sadly, I think.
What's he coming in as? As a GM type thing, isn't he?
I think so. Well, his neck's buggered, isn't it? So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I don't think he can wrestle, to be honest. So I don't know. It's a shame, really, because I do really like Impact, to be honest. I like the format of it. I like the show. Just shame the crowds are not big anymore. They used to be nuts back in the day, didn't they, for Impact, TNA?
Yeah.
Oh, it used to be so good. Anyway, let's skip over to news. So let's cover. So we covered Chronicles last week with regarding the hobby breakdown. I think we did quite a good job there, guys. It was a good one. Go on.
It was.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I since doing that record, obviously, I'd only seen the 2 breaks in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
I actually went down a bit of a Chronicles rabbit hole, actually, and started looking at all the different colour matches, the different colours you could get. Some of them are really pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been trying to sort of have a quick look and see what I fancy. I've not bought anything as of yet. And again, I've noticed a lot of the Triple H sort of inserts that has been cropping up. So I'm going to keep an eye on them, I think, see if they come down a bit. But
yeah, quite
I really enjoyed
as
that.
well, aren't they?
Yeah.
They ain't cheap. I didn't get to see many come out, really.
No, not at all.
And I saw a lot, but I didn't see it.
One maybe, one a lot.
Anyway, we have Chronicles Blasters out. They're actually out in the UK as well. So you can pick one up for 30 on sports card trading. The only problem with them is that I haven't seen many broken, to be honest. I haven't seen many people ripping them. However, yeah. Come on, sorry, mate. No, I was just going to say they don't, like, with normal blasters, they have some kind of thing extra to them, maybe a different parallel or something. Chronicles haven't.
Right.
Oh, do they?
They do, but from what I've watched, quite a few of these opened, actually, and twice I've seen no bronze.
Oh, really?
So I've watched, I don't know, about 10 boxes of this be opened, and I've only seen one also, which was Dolph Ziggler, and not many.
Is it the whole base? Or is it just the Chronicles base?
No, you can get base of like everything. So it's not just Chronicles.
So really then...
Okay.
I think, though, for that price point then, though, you're going to get much better value in a hobby box, aren't you? It's obviously more, but you might as well take that gamble and pay that $120, wherever it is at the moment, and get a hobby box, really.
A few of these and you'd probably be on your way there. So
I'm looking up Chronicles Bronze at the minute. See what they actually look like, because I didn't think they had anything in them.
I did look online actually early on today, looking for some red waves. I saw some of the Asian exclusive select red waves crop up.
Oh, don't.
They look quite nice actually, didn't they? They just sort of obviously got that little bit of a select twist on them. But yeah, they started cropping up on American eBay now, which is quite cool to see. Quite a good price on them as well. They're not expensive.
Oh, I don't know. I've been looking at the Bron ringside for that's a ton, I think. So I think the prices will go down on them. But just got to keep an eye.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the bronzes. I can't see much of a difference. I can actually in the writing. It's like a bronzy writing, isn't it? Yeah.
Copper plate writing, Rodney.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
Rooney.
Bloody Rooney. Oh, God, don't. OTP people have no idea what Only Fools and Horses is.
No clue.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in for the bronzes, I don't think. No, not for me.
He's out.
He's out. So, to be honest, the XR looks good in bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solo looks good. XR, definitely get on that.
But as parallel goes, a little bit lackluster. Do you know what I mean? Like, you normally get like a bit of a better...
You normally get like a colour that really pops in a blaster, don't you, really?
Yeah, like a pink or a green, or do you know what I mean? But
so the next thing to talk about is the new arrivals for Upper Deck. That comes out today. It actually comes out as recording in 25 minutes' time.
Oh, nice. I didn't realise it was actually like right now. I knew it was coming soon. So.
Yeah. It's 12 p.m. Pacific time. So
might get a live rip, you know.
Yeah, I think we might. Give it some time. We'll see.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Juice Robinson, I believe, from what we've heard just before going on to the recording today. What I believe we do know is that the silvers are going to be 1 out of every 5 packs, and the golds will be 1 out of every 25 packs. The interesting part on the golds is that they may be numbered.
Yeah, which I guess is going to be numbered once they get transferable. I guess they won't be numbered at time of pulling.
I think they will.
Oh, okay.
I think they... I'd presume that they would be. But there's only one way to find out, Jamie.
Yeah, take a gamble here, yeah.
We're going to... What? So how many are you going to buy?
I'm not going to buy 25 packs.
I'm in for 5.
Put it that way.
It's Juice. It's Bullet Club, man. So,
yeah, of course,
yeah. So we also have Immaculate coming out on the 8th of February. It's up for pre-order on a UK site called King of Hoops for £324.99p, which I think is actually quite a good deal. I think they're going for about 400 over in the States. So decent, right?
Yeah.
I think price point wise, it's, you know, what you expect Immaculate to be. I think, Chris, you know more about Immaculate from basketball, I think you said before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's still high end. Do you know what I mean? It's a high end product, very risky, but you can get some really cool cards. So, I mean, the breakdown for this one is 6 cards per box. So 1 pack, basically. It's just a 1 pack system again. 3 autos, 2 mem cards, and then I guess 1 base.
What's the point of the base, man?
No. Just the one.
You do get on-card autos in this, though, and you get some cool, like, they've done some cool, like, memorabilia things, some different things like that. And the main thing that people chase in these is the booklets. Everyone loves the old booklet. So, like, the one they've shown is the Bloodline one.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think it's got, like, 7 signatures on it.
Yeah.
So, some good ones.
That's got the Wild Samoans and stuff on it, is that right?
Yeah,
not Rikishi in that.
And then the Usos. And
no Sami Zayn, though.
No, how dare they?
How dare they?
Not yet.
So what I would say about Immaculate, like, I mean, we will go through it in the next not next show, the show after, because obviously we've got a show before it comes out. But
we should have a checklist by next week, shouldn't we? Or next episode, I'd imagine, wouldn't we?
Yeah, you should do.
So what I would say about the booklets, everyone loves a booklet. I do feel like they kind of, I wouldn't say go under the radar. I would say more unappreciated because they're a pain for the PC because how do you store them? They're a pain to display because some of them are quite big and large. You can get top loaders. Ugh. You can get cases for them. But it's just, I do think that they're great. But I just think, why would you spend so much money on them as well as like a resale, basically? Why would you spend so much on something that it's hard to appreciate within the PC, if that makes sense?
And I think it's got to be a worthwhile booklet as well. I think having a booklet with like a load of random names on it just doesn't seem right. Like, I think it's got to be...
Yeah.
A group of people who would be together.
It needs to make sense, doesn't it? I think there was one. I feel like there was one with Topps Jamie in, I don't know, 2016, 17, where it just had, or maybe slightly later, but we just had loads and loads of random people,
like random mid-card guys and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think Randy Orton was probably the best one in the booklet.
I'd love to see them do a booklet around like the Elimination Chamber and have like autos from people who are in those chambers. Because you think like the early ones, like all the names you could have on there, and they're all with Panini, aren't they? Yeah. I think that'd be quite a cool thing to do. My Top
Slam booklet is Elimination Chamber from 2016.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's one of the rarer booklets from Top Slam actually, because it's nice. I think it's one of the first ones. The amount of trades that people tried to get that before that app closed, I was getting trades left, right, and centre for it. It was crazy. I was like, nah, I'm
desperate for
keeping this one. Wait until it goes back. I'll get something massive. Can't wait. There
is one thing I will say about Immaculate though, is that the design is very much like Chronicles with the autos and stuff, isn't it? Like the white and the varicolored. Is that the done thing, or is it just the way it's fallen with this?
I think it's just the way it is, unfortunately. I think it's very similar. What was the Impeccable? I feel like
Impeccable as well, yeah.
Like Impeccable. And, again, in the NBA, for instance, they're the same. So, they always kind of look similar.
Okay.
But maybe space them out a bit. Do them like 6 months apart from each other, just so, it's a little bit more fresh.
Cause I know when we were looking at them originally, weren't we? Like when Panini were doing the original signings, we saw Superstar signing. We didn't know what set it was going to be in,
Yeah. We didn't know if this was going to be included in Chronicles or it was going to be its own release or what. So
no.
So we'll talk about Immaculate a bit further down the line, but looking forward to it. One other last piece of news that we have is that there is going to be a new card shop coming to London. Obviously, it's not specifically a wrestling card shop, sadly, but it is multi-sport. So the place is called Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. Kaboom. And Jamie knows more about it than me. So Jamie, go on, crack on. What's
a little bit more information. So we saw this pop up on Instagram, I think, a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? This potential shop, and it sort of appeared like these empty cases. So I just reached out to them this week and just asked them, really, when does the shop open and all those kind of things, and find a bit more about who's going to run the shop, whether or not it is someone who, knew sports, if we actually knew them within the hobby. But the guy who runs it is a guy called John, And his background is not within cards. He's always been a card collector, and he's been a lifelong hobbyist anyway. And he's been doing sort of DM trading cards. I think he said he's been involved with for a long while. But his background is sort of doing distribution for like Ed Hardy and big brands like that. And his is sort of so it's obviously quite a high end thing. So he's now taking that hobby into a business really. So the shop's going to be in Finsbury Park, around the area. Which is obviously quite a trendy part of London now, isn't it? Really, compared to where it would have been. But he's got a little shop opening there, and he's hoping to be open by the end of the month. Fingers crossed. So, hoping that will come down very soon. We'll see, what sort of WWE will be stocking. But he did say to me he will be stocking a little bit of everything, really. So, it'd be nice to have a physical shop that we can go and visit if you're down south. So,
More for the smoke.
Long may it continue. Yeah. I love seeing like physical shops opening up. So let's get a few more going around.
100%. I think it just opens up a lot more than people just having to order online. Like, there's nothing better than to actually go to the shop and physically pick what boxes you want and stuff.
Yeah, and definitely, and get it right there.
Yeah,
and
it all depends on price.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's nice to have somewhere else to check. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment we are limited in places that we can order and then get it pretty sharpish. So nice to have a little bit more competition around.
Well, unless you have links to America. We literally have eBay and we have a couple of online shops.
Yeah, that's it.
I know you can actually go to sports card trading, but you have to
pre-book a day, don't you, and stuff like that. I think.
I did see this week that they had like a couple of days, I think, where they had like canned that idea and you could just go there whenever, but I don't know whether it's like going to stay that way or not.
I think on a selfish thing as well, it's quite good that the more shops you have, the more competitive the market and the scene becomes a bit as well. So it's all good. I think it's good to have another physical shop, and best of luck to John really with the new venture.
Yeah, good luck.
100%. Echo that. So moving forward on to Jamie's Corner.
Right, so over to my corner for this week then. We'll start with the good news this week. So Red Wave and Orange Flash, I'll talk about in my purchases. And I mentioned earlier on about the Panini Select Red Wave, so I may pick up a handful of those depending on how they look. But yeah, I'm still going on with those. I haven't picked up any more Orange Flash, but I'll tell you a bit more in my purchases what I've got on the Red Wave front.
Well, it means you can do the whole ringside collection now as well with the.
Oh, don't! I know. So I've still got to replace something before the 300s to 400s because there's no Orange Flash for those. So I don't know what parallel to go after. But we'll see with that. But yeah, that's where I'm currently working my way through those. In regards to other things in my corner, the Facebook group. Again, if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, please do. We are doing live videos in there. We're doing breaks. We've got competitions and all sorts of stuff going on in there. So head on over, introduce yourself. If you want to talk about what you collect or just generally, do anything in the video wise, just, hop in there. It'd be good to have you on there, which is all the nice stuff. Now, what was the other thing? Oh, yes, Brock Lesnar. This is a bit of an interesting little nugget. So in my purchase, I'll talk about what I picked up from Michael Wells, but basically I found out from that purchase, so I picked up the Absolute Divas set from Flair from him, and for people who don't know, I actually have the proofs of those sets, so all the original artwork, the emails, the PowerPoint presentations, all that sort of promotional stuff. Really cool. And the interesting nugget in that is that one of the emails I found talks about the interaction, I think it's called the interaction set, which is like the managers and like the diva or something like that. And it's normally, people, along those lines. But the world famous Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, which is deemed as the second Brock Lesnar rookie, which a lot of people go after. They can't afford the Royal Rumble rookie, isn't it? It was actually a rib on Paul Heyman. So normally it is the wrestler and the manager is obviously a female. But yeah, they put Paul Heyman in there purely for a rib. And I thought that was an amazing little story of pre-production. I wonder who put that idea together in the first place. So yeah, blown away by that. But I'll share that photo in the group with that email. But yeah, that is a big rib on Paul Heyman. So there you go. So that was a really interesting thing. And then we get into the negative side of things.
Yeah.
So full disclosure here, we are going to have quite a heavy conversation about this. We've all had quite an interesting week with this side of stuff. But
before you go into it, I'm going to do a quote. And it's from one Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Jamie, Jurassic Park is a film that came out in 1993 by Steven Spielberg. Oh, you have seen it. That's right.
I've seen this one. Yeah.
Okay. So, preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Great quote.
Now,
that is a very good quote for this.
So, Jamie, go on.
Okay.
Start it off.
Let's start off first of all with... Well, what one would you want to discuss, Lloydy?
No, you go eBay first. eBay first.
Okay, eBay first of all. If you're going to be listing things on eBay and they aren't going the way that you think they should be, first things first is read the market. And if it's not going for the price you think it should be, it's not worth that price. And secondly, if you are doing that kind of thing, don't also try and keep pushing it, and also maybe or maybe not put your own bids on it to put the price up and things like this. It's not very good for the hobby, and I think sometimes take a step back, and if it isn't selling at the moment, don't keep trying to sell it. Is that a diplomatic way of saying it, if that makes sense?
Yeah. No, that's diplomatic.
I think the market, if there isn't a market for a certain thing and there's a price you want for it, it isn't going to sell now. And the good story for this is, for example, myself with the Shane and Kurt Angle trash can card, I think it's worth a certain value. It isn't selling at that value. I'm not going to keep trying to push it. It will come up again in a year's time or something,
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a diplomatic way of saying give it a little bit of a break and then try again later on in the year. So that's all I've got to say on that side of things on that part of eBay. The other side of eBay, Lloydy, I think you'll do the other side of eBay, I think. Well, and we can all chime in on this.
So the other side of eBay is obviously that we've seen dubious activity that's gone on with regarding people selling stuff that potentially is not real.
No,
fake, maybe.
Potentially is being nice.
Yeah.
There's an audit trail of this that we have uncovered.
Yeah.
Quite heavily, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
And that's not between us. That's a lot of other people. We've all worked together here, haven't we?
Yeah. And basically, we've got to a point where we know who it is, and we've just been trying to tell people not to go near them because we know of what we know, and it's just not us, it's other people within the hobby within the UK,
respect many people of us, in the hobby as well,
our friends, and people we talk to on a daily basis. We know, and if it looks dodgy, and I'm not going to sing dodgy today for you, but if it looks dodgy, then it probably is. If it looks too good an opportunity, it probably is. So what I would say, and just echo this from last week, if you have any questions, queries, concerns about something that you're going for, always reach out to any of us. We will say whether we'll give you our honest answers to whether or not we think it's real or potentially not so real.
No, and look, we're not experts in everything. Like, we're not perfect on things, and I'll give a couple of examples of some things. Like, if you see something, you think, oh, that's a really rare piece, do a little bit of homework on it first of all. Check the other person's listings, see if there's been any unsigned of these promo photos over the last month or two. Because you'll probably lo and behold, that rare promo has actually been bought a couple of weeks ago. If someone is selling the entire WrestleMania 20... Yeah, unsigned. If somebody is selling the entire WrestleMania 20 DVD box set, all the photos from that all autographed, chances are they haven't got 8 lithographs signed by Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and then selling a framed Vince McMahon DVD cover. Like, it ain't going to happen. So just really do your homework. And again, if we don't know, we will point you in the right direction. So I had a conversation with one of our listeners called Max. He saw a Mr. Perfect auto on German eBay, and the German seller, in good faith, bought it in America from a US lister who told him it's authentic. Max went back to the US seller it sold a year ago, went back to him and said, is this authentic? And the US seller said, yeah, 100%, I got it in person. I was a little bit doubtful because it doesn't look very good. He doesn't normally sign as Mr. Perfect, and sort of, showed him examples of where it was Mr. Perfect. And I said to him, get a couple of options through PSA or Beckett and get a first opinion and see what they said. Yeah. PSA came back in one day and said it was likely not real. So he's decided not to maybe bid on it. We'll be honest with you. Like, if we think something's a fairly good price, we'll check and sort of point in the right direction, really,
Definitely.
And the last thing that we're going to talk about on your corner, Jamie, is what happened to me over the last week. I have been chucked out of the Wrestling Trading Cards and Stickers UK Facebook group.
Oh no.
On my ass, chucked out, gone. There is a reason for it, and I will explain the reason. So the admin on the site, the owner of the site, his name is Zain Abid. I believe his name's Abid. Zain Abid.
Yeah.
If I've got that wrong, I apologise. So he listed a card for sale. He said, anyone interested in a rare Alexa Bliss True Rookie card, which was her rookie card from it's from Slam Attacks
2015 Slam Attacks.
2015 Then Now Forever, I believe it was. So I did question this because everyone in the hobby knows that her rookie card, true or not, is the one from 2015 Chrome.
Yes.
Everyone knows that. So I did a bit of looking up, and I said to him on the Facebook group, well, I believe Chrome came out the 13th of May 2015, and I believe the Slam Attacks card came out somewhere in October. I believe somewhere around the 28th of October 2015. So I asked him to confirm whether or not I didn't believe it was a true rookie, and I asked him to confirm if it is, because selling something is with wrong information is potentially incorrect. You shouldn't be doing that. So I stated my case, and then I was ejected from the group. So I did contact Zain via Messenger after this happened. I did let him know that we are part of a wrestling card podcast, if you didn't already know, and I would be talking about it on the show. So I did say, if you've got any comment, and he did come back to me and said, yes, this is a bit extra. I charge the prices I want also based on comps I've seen. If you don't like it, then that's fine. I made a mistake on the true okay. Still doesn't change the fact that it's a rookie and the price is completely justified. I replied, personally, I don't care how much you wanted to sell it for or the validity of it being a rookie. I simply asked you to fact check yourself over it being a true rookie before selling it, as this is misleading to any buyer. The question I have is, why did you block me after I asked to fact check you? He never replied. So this is an open invitation to Zain to come onto this podcast at any time and talk about this. You can talk about anything that we've actually discussed tonight. Would be great to have his feedback, because I'd love to know. And I think that's it from me on that one.
Well, I kind of not like involved in this to a degree, But from like an outsider's perspective, I haven't, whatever. It just seems like is it not just he is putting things like True Rookie on there just to inflate the price. That's for me.
It's adding the little nuances, isn't it? It's to try and add that little bit more to try and get that little bit extra money and eke a little bit more out of it. And it's wrong because you got people who are new into the hobby who don't know what it is and what isn't. And especially if they've only been exposed to UK stuff, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
It could be the fact that he just didn't know.
Then this is my point. So then afterwards, go and change your post and take out the True Rookie, which didn't happen.
But he didn't. Yeah. He just ejected me, which then ejected all
and left it, and I think
left
sold
the post.
It, so
I think he sold it potentially on a different media platform, from what I heard. And I do believe he then did get rid of the post after he sold it. Yeah. From what I heard. Zane, please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. If you didn't know that it was a True Rookie, as it were, if you didn't know what True is, then come on the podcast. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Or don't use the term if you're not.
Or don't use the term if you don't actually know what it actually meant.
Just put
exactly.
Here, whatever.
Exactly. I'm not saying that he did it on malice, but what I am saying is that ultimately getting rid of me was easier than actually talking to me about it. The stupidity of it is that we're now talking on a podcast, and he probably knows that we're on a podcast. So, mate, feel free. Come on. Let's have a chat. Man to man. Men to men. Let's do it. Anyway, enough of that. Chris's snooker.
My schnook.
It was not. You retired the nook, so I've called it the snooker.
I prefer it. It's wrestling related. There you go. So yeah. First of all, our competition, or my competition from last episode, it was surrounded in claims of shenanigans, and I'm lucky I didn't get broomed. Because it was quite rightly so. So poor old Adam, who was fucking amazing over Christmas period and did every day. He did the advent on the group, great videos. He's a funny guy, so made for good videos. I missed him out of the wheel, and I don't know how, because I'd seen the post. It just completely went from my mind. So I tried to make it right, but he was not having it, and he's going to get Clarence Mason on me. Fair enough.
Can I borrow him? Can I borrow him to have a word with Zane afterwards to get me back on the Facebook?
I don't think
group.
He's on retainer for Adam now, so you're affiliated with me, so you can't. And also, while we're on this subject, so apologies to Adam. 100%, you can come into the next one, and I will remember you. And just while we're on the subject, so Gordo, who won, I haven't been able to send out your prize, bud, because the Royal Mail is still not sending international at the moment.
It is not good.
No, and I went and asked a few days ago this week, and still nothing. And I've been checking on it. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to have to go like the FedEx route, or do you know what I mean? Just use a different company or something. So
there's no rush for it. I'm sure he understands.
Yeah.
But
just feel bad.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, how much shit is? I mean, I've got loads of stuff from over in the States as well. But how much shit is the post office in right now to still be impacted by this?
Yeah. It's crazy.
So they're not paying any ransom, and the people are. Obviously, if you haven't heard, there's a group in Russia that have supposedly hacked the post office international data and holding it to ransom.
And the government stance is always, we won't pay any ransoms, and that's there's always going to be the stance, isn't it? So
it's not illegal per se, but it's if you do pay it, then there are legal ramifications around you paying it to fund terrorism and stuff like that. That's why it's and I'm not saying the Russian group is a terrorist group. I'm just saying So Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, mate?
So it will come to you, Gordo, 100%. And I've found something else to chuck in as well, so you'll be happy with it. So Royal Rumble is right around the corner, and we were going to do a little giveaway for this as well. So all we need is 15 people to enter. You'll get 2 numbers each, and the winner, boom, you get a prize. So the prize will be Royal Rumble related, but I won't say what it is just yet. So I'm going to put a post out probably tomorrow, and then it will just be like the first 15 people to claim 2 spots, done at random, boom.
And we'll do a little live draw ski. We'll do
definitely.
a little Rumble draw on the Facebook group. Would be quite
so you just limit it to like one person can only have 2 slots.
Yeah. So one entry per person. Yeah, just so we can get a fair few. If we don't fill it up, I'll just give the rest to Adam as a sorry for the other prize.
You know I'm going to pull John Cena and Dom Mysterio. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sakes.
But yeah, that's all for my schnook this week. Yeah.
Okay.
What we got next?
So we'll move on to purchases of the week. Raz, breaks and misses. Jamie, you're up first.
Right. Okay. Orange Flash. No Orange Flash. I've been having a look on eBay. There's no decent lots at the moment, so no Orange Flash to add. Red Wave. I did pick up 22 more cards of Red Wave this week in a little lotsy. This was about $20 paid in total. So again, about $1 each, which is about the going rate I'm willing to pay really for those. Includes Andre and some other big legend names on there. So happy with those. So again, brings that another 20 odd down. Hopefully about 50, maybe 40 cards left. So that's coming down quite nicely. Picked up 2 packs of Flagship. Again, everyone was going for a bit of a Spectrum bin dive, weren't they? So I thought I'll try my luck with a couple of Flagship. Didn't get nothing, which was very surprising considering that Flagship has been on a good run in it, really. Yeah. No, nothing at all. I literally got nothing. I got, I think, main features. Nothing, like all base, and like that was pretty much it, really. So that was a waste of $12. So anyway, moving on quickly from that. Mentioned it a little bit earlier on about the Absolute Diva set. So I've done a part cash, part trade deal with Michael Wells. He's still going through his massive lots that he's bought, and he's putting lots of cards up. So do check him out. But again, bought the Absolute Divas base set from him. Spent an entire Friday evening last week going through it one by one in the folder to see what the proof sheets look like, and had a right little nerdy night to myself with a few beers. So that was quite cool. Bought the Liger rookie from Sam at Icon Trading Cards. He had it up on his eBay page.
Oh, sweet.
So I picked that up from him. Big fan of Liger. Nice. He's one of the guys I PC. And we had a little chat about Liger for a little while on Messenger as well. So thank you to Sam for that one. Also put in the Vader 1993 WCW card in there for me as well as a little added freebie. So thank you very much for that. Now, the other things I bought, I don't know if you remember mentioning it, I was going to go for the purple film cell relics for Topps 2021.
25 ones.
Out of 25s,
yeah. So I picked up my second one of those this week. So I picked up the Brett and Sean Iron Man one. So that was a little eBay pickup this week, which was quite cool. With Mercedes Monè. Monè making her arrival. I picked up a couple of, and I think Chris will appreciate the Turn Back the Clock Topps Now cards. There's a Sasha Banks run which has a print run of like 270. So I picked up 3 of those, done a bit of a deal with the guy on eBay for them. Picked them up for a really good price actually. So I thought they can go in the Sasha PC and might be one to hold on to for the future if she decides to blow up or whatever happens really. And pretty much the last thing, I don't know if I sent you guys a little animation of the slide in people's elbow as a little tip off as what this purchase was. Did you guys have any idea what it may or may not relate to?
No. Dave didn't either. I could tell by his answer in the group.
So I picked up my very first ticket stub this week.
Lovely.
Off UK eBay. I'll show it to the camera here for those benefits. There's the ticket stub there.
Yeah,
I paid €1 shipped from Belgium.
Wow.
And that is the ticket stub from the Rock slide in People's Elbow. So
that's really
I
cool.
thought that was quite a cool moment to have as ticket stub for, and that €1 is all I pay for that.
Who does he do it on? Was it the Bulldog as well?
British Bulldog, yeah. So it's one where he's special ref. Yes. So it's where he's a special ref, and he obviously he's trying to screw Triple H over the whole time, really. So I don't want to count to 2 and all this sort of stuff. So, but
I'm not on board with ticket stubs at the minute. Like, I appreciate why people do it, but for me, I just can't go down that rabbit hole.
I think for unique moments, I don't think I'm going to go down a rabbit hole as such. It was just that I can't remember what I was even searching for. I think I was like typing in SmackDown 99 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just came up, and I was like, you know what? For €1, I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah, well, I think that's good.
So, yeah, and it came from Belgium bloody quick. Like, I ordered it last week whenever I sent you guys the picture, and that was here, like, over the weekend. So, yeah, kudos to the Belgians. So thank you very much for that. Don't quite know how it ended up in Belgium, but I thought that's probably one of the coolest pickups, and I was really chuffed with picking that one up. So, yeah, very first ticket stub. So, yeah, that's pretty much me this week, really. Sort of lots of little pickups, really. Not much money spent, obviously, but just nice little bits and pieces, really.
Cool,
nice.
Chris?
Hello. Purchases. Right.
Do it.
Here we go. So I'm going to start off with Slam Attacks Chrome, and I'm going to start off with a bit of a rant. I don't know if I would call it a rant, actually.
It's the evening for rants. It's the evening for rants.
Because the more I thought about it, like, I don't know why I'm bothered. Do you know what? Does that make sense? Because I did good out of the problem. So the problem's benefited me. But anyway, I'm just going to get into it. I'm not trying to be a dick either. I'm just going to say that.
We'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Well, if
wrestler's court.
If the seller's listening, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just okay, just listen. So there was a Slam Attacks Chrome lot on UK eBay, terribly listed. So he's got 7 cards. I showed you guys off camera the cards. Pretty big cards, they're all legends and they're all low numbered and whatever. The main picture was one of the cards. So that's where, you're starting off badly. You're not even showing all of the cards that are on offer. You're losing 90% of buyers straight away just by not showing the whole product. Does that make sense? Even the... So actually, I'll just say what the cards were. So the best one is to 10, which is the black. That's Mankind. Then you had 25 orange, Becky Lynch, so colour match. To 50 green of Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior. And then yellow 99s of Stone Cold Edge and Shawn Michaels. So they're big cards, they're worth some good money. Yeah, I mean, I think that Black Mankind is currently on American eBay for like $150 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? The Becky Lynch has sold recently for like 70 odd. So just by having that main picture as just the Mankind, do you know what I mean? You've already lost money there because you're not getting to your whole audience. So that's my main sort of thing with it. But then the title of the listing as well was just Slam Attacks parallel cards.
Yeah.
Put some black to 10, put Becky Lynch, put Stone Cold Mankind, put these in the title. You've got a title there. Do you know what I mean?
So this has happened to me once before. So I had I was going for the short print for the 101 to 125 on the Finest 2020.
Okay.
And somebody put a Bret Hart lot on there, and on the first one was just the first picture, the main picture.
Yeah.
Was the picture of the insert. Yeah. The second picture with the short print.
Yeah.
And he had it listed for like hardly any money and nobody bought it. And I was like, that card's worth 10 times the amount that he's listed it for.
Yeah.
You're not a dick. It is you can't help what people list and how they list it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not done either on this listing. So the next point is the finishing time. It finished at 12:30 at night. And it's like, you can schedule, if you're doing an auction, you can schedule a listing to finish at 6, 7, 8, 9, the times that people are actually awake.
yeah.
But anyway, so we started it quite high, so 45 quid for this. And I was the first bidder, and I thought I was going to take it for 45, but then a couple of jabronis came in at last minute and tried to get it. However, if he finished it at 6, 7, 8, 9 at night, whatever, this could have gone higher. By that time, I sniped it right at the end. I ended up paying 72 quid with a last minute snipe. My max bid was almost double that. It was like 100 and something quid, 150 quid or something. So do you know what I mean? It's just all these little things add up. And then it took him, I don't know, 3 or 4 days to send it. And then he gave me some guff about, he's waiting for supplies to turn up. And you should have seen the top loaders that were sent. They were not new top loaders, which is fine. I change them anyway.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Just, you've left so much money on the table there. It's unreal. Rant over, sorry.
I think the thing with this is, though, like, it's just, having a bit more experience with, like, selling these kind of cars and stuff, isn't it? It's like, it's just, like you said there, like, the timing of it, like, just delay it,
Think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to maximise this guy's money. I'm not trying to...
No, I think he probably would have got more money if he'd done them as separate lots, I imagine, as well, wouldn't he?
100%, yeah. You could have put that Mankind up for more than what I paid for the lot, and some idiot like me probably would have bought it, so...
Well, the title of this week's episode is going to be called Morals Over Money.
Yeah.
This doesn't fit into this, mate.
No.
This is... You just did what you did, and it was right. I mean, it's... Yeah, the buyer should have done a lot better there, to be honest.
If you are the seller and you're listening to this, don't just think I'm being a dickhead. Take what I've said on board and then make some money on your next time, because it's still, listings up there that, again, you could do this to and you'd make a hell of a lot more money. So, yeah.
The thing is, they might not have known. It might have just been an educational piece.
Yeah.
Like Zane didn't know that was a true rookie. Educational.
But then why would, I don't know, I just don't think you'd start it at 45 quid if you didn't know that these cards are worth like more than that. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just all doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Perhaps he was drunk when he did it.
No.
Who knows? 12:30 at night, Anyway, staying with Slam Attacks Chrome, shout out to P-Bear from the CFP, because I had my first/second PSA sub come back. I posted it on our group page, and I'll just quickly say, so I got the 10 in the Hogan yellow.
Awesome.
Three 9s. I got an Undertaker to 25 in a 9, Speckle Refractor Hogan, and a green Hogan as well. So they're all 9s. The to 10 is Pop 2, so I'm quite happy with that. And it's like it's almost come full circle for me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned to you guys, but the yellow Hogan I was searching for from about November, December 21 till I actually won it when I was on holiday at Centre Parks in April of last year. So it was quite a hunt. Took me a while. So it really has come full circle to not have the card and want the card, to then get the card, get it graded, and get the 10. So yeah, really, really happy with that.
So when did P-Bear put them in for submission? Are PSA back on track now a bit more?
So P-Bear, this break happened on Boxing Day.
That's insane.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas, mine and Dave's one
with Tommy, it's been like 4 months.
Maybe longer,
yeah.
And I feel like he's had subs come back that he did after that, hasn't he? So
he's done many smaller subs after that, and ours is still in the ether, which just doesn't make sense with PSA, to be honest.
No, very
but I think he said that there might be like a problem or regrading, or do you know what I mean, with 1 or 2 cards. So could have something to do with it.
But they don't say though, do they?
They
just
tell you, no.
It's just in limbo.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I've got other stuff I want to get graded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, likewise.
Absolutely.
On a semi-unrelated note as well, I checked your Tops redemption as well that we put in the summer. That hasn't moved at all either.
Has it not?
No, not if you move one bit. So I don't know when that'll happen, but we'll keep an eye on it. I completely
forgot about that, Jamie. Nice. So the last Slam Attacks Chrome, today I bought 10 coloured parallels. The most notable of the lot were a to 25 orange Natalia Auto and a black to 10 Angel Garza and a green to 50 Rhea Ripley. So Dave Nagel, Dave Nagel hits me up with the deals. Shout out to Dave, good brother. What else? So moving away from Slam Attacks Chrome now, I bought on UK eBay this week 1 sealed pack of WCW embossed by Tops, $19.99, £3.
That's a good price.
£3 set, yeah. So really happy with that. I've got a few sets of these, but it's just a set that I really like, and there's the potential of an also in it. I think they're like 1 in 300 odd packs, so probably not, but
you never know.
You never know. Dave alluded to this last week. Supplies. I needed loads of supplies.
Yeah,
I do in a minute as well. Jesus,
big supplier one came in. I went for Big H, so Big H Trading Company. 2 days from when I placed the order on like a Sunday night, it was there by the Tuesday. So big up, nice. Big H, really good.
What's their? They do everything like top loaders, penny sleeves, a whole lot.
Top loaders, penny sleeves, storage boxes, mags. They have the occasional like product there as well. I think I bought some WWE from him a while, like last year at some point. But yeah, really good competitive prices. And things that you don't find everywhere, he usually has. So things like ticket top loaders, Jamie, and like big photo top loaders and things like that. So,
I need to get in. I've got so much stuff. I've got sat here. I've got 8 like that Bryan Danielson card I need top loading, that the DVD. Yeah, I've got base sets I need to top load. I've got all that AEW gave me. I've got loads to top load.
I got a top loader from in that order that would fit that Daniel Bryan card. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. No breaks or anything for myself. I've got one coming up on Sunday, but the only other thing is I went for a hobby box of Chronicles.
Nice.
To have here,
mate. Nice
in front of me.
You're gonna rip it? Are you ripping it now?
I'm gonna. So actually, full disclosure, I'm gonna rip it after. I'm gonna rip it live on the Facebook group after we finish in a bit.
Oh, sweet. Happy days!
Yeah, I'm all set up. I'm ready to go.
Oh, mate, that's wicked.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's cool.
So that's it from me. What about you, Dave?
So a quick amendment. I am an idiot. So I did say that the new arrivals would be out tonight. It's actually out tomorrow.
Okay.
Friday, I did check.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's out tomorrow. It's the I'm a day ahead of myself, guys. I'm a day ahead of myself. I do apologise. But when you probably listen to this episode, well, hopefully out tomorrow, maybe. If it is, then theoretically speaking, you can open it with us tomorrow evening.
Well, let's pretend we've just opened 3 packs and we've all got a silver and a gold.
Oh, yeah, that's the dream, innit? So I had a slow last couple of weeks, really. It's only in the last couple of days that I've kind of gained momentum on some buying. I've waited till it's nearer the end of the month, I think, until I made a few purchases. Yeah. So first thing I got was a Nikita Lyons rated rookie from the Don Ross Chronicles.
Boom.
Is it?
Nice.
There's a couple of quid. Wasn't that much. I also got a Bron Breaker red, white, and blue from Prism, which I needed for the PC. That's still on its way. So those were eBay purchases. I then made a little deal with Logie Bear. I keep calling him Logie Bear. So Logan. So thank you very much, mate. Card Attitude on eBay as well. Please go and look at his stuff. So I did a little deal with him. I got the Flux Titus 1 of 1 Auto in the black, which is very nice. I got the Ricky Steamboat Ringside Select David Dickinson. So the the orange flash,
beautiful
the Dickinson. It's a good color match.
Well. Wow, yeah, great.
Well, the thing is, it's a good color match, but that one's I need to get it in hand to have a look at it properly because it does match. But don't forget as well on the Asian drop as well with the Red Wave exists of that as well now.
Yeah, that's right,
and that looks good as well. I might have to get both, to be honest. And I also got a purple and orange as well, which I needed from for the purple and orange I'm collecting currently. I think that was Damien Priest. And finish up, I bought something just before we came on air. You guys, I did tell you guys I was gonna go in for it, but I got it literally a second before we came on air, and it is the Mandy Rose WWE Topps Heritage Kiss cards out of 99.
Nice.
Yes. So that's it.
So you pulled the trigger on it, nice.
Boom.
Yeah. Got it for
good price, isn't it?
Price. Yeah. I'll show you the price. Okay.
Tidy.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, really good.
So happy with that. So that was about it. So I haven't gone mad over the last couple of weeks, but it's just progressively grown. I didn't pull the trigger on Spectrum. I thought about it, maybe not. I would say as well, before we move on, there is one thing that I really, really want to do, and it's so Travis knows about this, and it is the ultimate risk. It is the ultimate risk, and there's only a couple of packs available. So there's 2020s available, but 2021 is quite scarce to get. Transcendent VIP packs currently on for 2021. Currently on OTP Bay.
Yeah, I've seen
$300. There's 5 packs available. $300. You get 4 cards. So it's 4 one of ones. I mean, they're skeptical one of ones, but they're one of ones. But look at who's in those. As true rookies, as you want to call them. Bron Breakker, Solo, Cora Jade, Jacy Jane. All of those are in that pack. So if you got a pack and pulled 2 of those, you'd be absolutely minted. So it is a thought. It's maybe a buying tip. I may have shot myself in the foot. People are probably going to listen to this now and go, I'm going to get on one of those. If you do, I hope you do, because I don't know what the chances are. There's no checklist for it that I've found. Okay. There was for previous ones, but I've not seen the 2021 checklist. There doesn't seem to have been any autos in the packs either. So it's not a buy. It's not a miss, but it's definitely something. Oh man, it's the ultimate risk, isn't it?
The question is, right, the price of that, you've got a lesser a risk in buying that than you have 2 packs of Spectrum on e-pack.
God, yeah.
For the same price. You know, if you've got that money too, I would be more inclined to go for that, you know?
I think even if you got a couple of shitty cards and a couple of good cards, but you still didn't want them, I still think you'd get your money back.
Yeah, definitely. I think you would.
So, yeah.
Because
if you get 4.
You get 4 in the pack. Okay. So, but I mean, what, it's a fucking risk and a half, but I think it's really cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can you imagine? I don't know, man. It's something swelling around my mind at the minute going, do you take the risk? Coming up to payday as well.
Danger zone.
It is danger zone stuff. Anyway, sorry. So we'll move on. So we go to a big topic.
Yeah.
So the big topic this week is something I spoke about last week. So we never told you guys about our origin story.
I don't know if I know our own origin story.
Yeah.
So I remember. So I'm going to say I've got notes on it, but I've got a brain sometimes like an elephant and this kind of stuff.
83 years. I can still remember the fresh paint.
You know what I mean? So we'll start off at the very beginning. So we are, all three of us are all fans of the Card Foundation podcast, the CFP.
We are. And
we were from basically very early on. I think I started listening to like episode 6, 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I probably was on that same time, I think, early on.
Really early on. So I knew about it via, I think via P-Bear posting it in the major pod Patreon.
I think
Facebook group.
Well, on the major pod itself, they were like advertising that it's going to start as well. So I think that's where I heard about it.
Mm.
So anyway, we started listening to that, and then around October 2021. So actually, before we get into that one, so there was a couple of times where they spoke about the UK, and it was called Across the Pond,
ATP.
Basically.
They spoke about me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was
and
a couple
Lloydy
of...
got lots of mentions on there in those days as well, actually.
He did, yeah.
Well, it's how I became friends with Johnny, really, more so out the back of that. It was I think I started talking to Danny first, and I bought a couple of things off him. I've actually got an Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross dual auto from Finest, which I'm pretty sure I bought from Danny. Anyway, so I started talking to P-Bear, and then, to be honest, the person I knew least was Johnny, which is insane. So they started the Patreon in 2021, and that was October time. I joined it about 3 weeks after it started. You guys joined it, I believe, before me.
I was a day one patron, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still, yeah.
Yeah, so I was in a hospital at the time with baby, so I joined a bit later. But weirdly, so I became like me being really good friends with Johnny. That started in November 2021 because we both worked out we loved Formula One, and that's kind of how our relationship of that started, basically. And then that was at the mid of November, and at the end of November of 2021, Jamie and myself started talking on Messenger or something. I can't remember. We just started chatting anyway, Jamie.
I think it was just on Messenger, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on Messenger. I think you came to me saying, "Are you David Lloyd from across the pond?"
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the one and only, baby. So within that time frame, I started to list the Across the Pond as ATP. So everything I was signing off, it was just ATP, ATP here, ATP there, blah, blah, blah.
I do remember.
So I basically, this is the one thing I did was change Across the Pond to ATP. So it was very evident there was 5 of us, I'd say 6, because there was another guy as well, who were from ATP within the CFP Patreon. And we basically were talking, and we started a WhatsApp group, Messenger group, which we're still a part of today. So Tommy set that up. So that was Tommy's thing. We lost one of the members. He just went into the ether. Andrew, his name was. I can't remember what his surname was.
Yeah, he just left, didn't he? Yeah.
Just left. Just left.
Gone.
So we still have Wes and Tommy and us 3 as well. So we are the 5 people of the ATP.
We are the official ATP.
We are the official ATP. One and only.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a discussion between me and Jamie whether or not we thought about what happens if we actually did a podcast one day. There was, it was kind of like, we could do it. Should we do it? Don't know.
have we even got enough to talk about? Like, we were just chatting, weren't we? Very openly, weren't we?
Yeah, it was quite open. And that was the beginning of 2022. And we didn't do anything with that for a good couple of months. Then, as I did allude to it the other day, and it's not a bad thing, right? So it started a fire in me anyway, which was a good thing. So Tony Vella, I believe it was on CFP. I don't think it was his show or anything like that. I think he was on CFP. I think he actually said it to Zayn as well, actually. The other Zayn.
Zan?
Yeah.
Zan, yeah.
Zan, sorry. Zan Morning. So he said that Panini Prism legitimizes the hobby. Now, to some regard, I believe that is true with regarding more people coming into the hobby, the amount of product you can get from places that you couldn't get it from before. A few other bits and pieces, I completely agree. But the way that the price gouging from the retailers and the breakers basically raped our bank accounts. I don't believe that it legitimized the hobby because of that reason. And I thought, no, I don't believe that statement is wholly true. And it's only because of really that. And then I turned around that day and went to Jamie and just said, it's time, mate. And that was it. We then started to formalise how we were going to do it. We worked out who from the ATP wanted to be on the show and who didn't. So, Chris, you just said, me. Well...
Well, we did think about this having like a rotation, didn't we? Like, we didn't know if we were all going to do it each week or if like we'd do one episode a month between us and we'd all have a little go at it. But we sort of just thought of the idea, didn't we, really?
Yeah, exactly. And just going back just a step, I'm not saying that obviously Tony's wrong. We love Tony, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm purely saying that I thank Tony for getting me off my arse, which is metaphorically because I'm sitting on my arse while I'm podcasting right now. But metaphorically, get off my arse and go and do this. And that's all he wants us to do. He wants, like, not just us, he wants people within the hobby
content and
to have content to speak about this kind of stuff. So by him saying something has kind of led to this, really. So thank you, Tony. In a very deluded way, I'm trying to explain this, but thank you, Tony, for that. So Chris came from a background of you're on YouTube with doing your rips and your breaks, and you thought it was the natural progression to come over to do podcasting as well.
Yeah.
So
to be honest, like before the YouTube stuff and before now, I turn on the TV and I watch YouTube, whether it be wrestling, games, whatever, you know what I mean? But before the YouTube thing, I was majorly into like podcasts. I was listening to like Comrade's podcast or like religiously and the Major Pod religiously. But yeah, the only reason I started the YouTube thing was I was holding a pack of Merlin Gold in my hand. And I was like, I'd had this pack for a few years and I really wanted to open it. But then I didn't want to, do you know what I mean? I didn't want to just sit in my room and open it. I wanted to be like, right, you know, I want to capture this and I want to be able to remember it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where it all came from. It's not even like I'm doing it for a particular reason. Yeah. I'm kind of just doing it for my own benefit. And if I ever want to actually go back and remember what was in these packs of cards, then it's all there. And the CFP just happened to... or P-Bear from the CFP just happened to watch one of my videos, my first ever Slam Attacks Chrome one. And he mentioned it on the pod and, you know, gave me a shout out. And then a few weeks later, he kind of did it again and gave me some more shout outs and it's just kind of spiraled from there. But I will say that I do really appreciate them doing that, because that video especially and a few of the ones that he sort of mentioned have got a lot of, good few thousand views, like 4,000 or 5,000 views. So yeah, I do appreciate them doing that. And from my standpoint, when you guys mentioned a podcast, I'm like, as a person, I'm really shy, and takes a lot for me to come out of myself. And I was like, this is what I want to do. And I was just like, I need to push myself and actually do it. So, thanks to you guys as well for making me come out of my shell a little bit. So,
and you said cunt on the podcast last week.
So what a change.
Sorry, Margaret. Sorry, Margaret.
I think I've always said this on here as well. Since we've been able to talk with other collectors, I've said this before. I felt really like I was the only one collecting wrestling cards. Well, not professionally is not the right word, but religiously, collecting things quite heavily.
Like it's your hobby, yeah.
Like and
your
obviously
main hobby,
100%. And obviously, I was only ever talking to people, OTP. So I was talking to Tony and talking to collectors over in the US. And I knew there was a handful of people here, but I didn't know them by name or know how to reach them other than in sort of, selling groups. And that's not always the best way to, connect with collectors.
Yeah.
So I think the CFP and obviously, Lloydy sort of having the ATP thing and sort of, us connecting through Messenger and all chatting with one another. I think that has really made me feel more of a community. And for years I felt so isolated and not being able to talk to anyone about the hobby. And there's so much things that I've learned and want to tell people about that I just never have had a platform to do before.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, for all you guys, thank you very much for listening to us as well, really, because it's been great for me, really, as well, to be honest.
Oh, we need to stop being soppy bollocks here. Come on, guys. We know we will love each other, really, But I would say, though, Jamie, that the one thing that I remember when we were theorising about the pod and stuff like that, I just remember you saying that the one thing that always resonates in my mind was that I want to do a podcast for British collectors.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's what we need. We need to grow the British scene. There's so much in America. We need to have a voice. And today, that's fundamentally what we always do. Every part of our news, everything that happens in the UK always comes first.
And it has to be. I still see things on Facebook groups all the time. There's a lady this week who said, "Oh, doesn't know when the next Panini release is going to be out."
Yeah, I saw
that. And I say to her, there is nothing scheduled at all from Panini. For the UK, you have to look over other options. And it's just trying to, build the scene up, because you never know. They may think, well, actually, there's a good market here. We'll do a bit more, sort of thing. It worked with Topps ultimately. In the end, that's what they were doing. We were able to get lots of top stuff, weren't we? So
yeah.
So yeah.
The only other thing that I would like to mention on the topic, though, was there's one piece of advice that I got. The only piece of advice, really, and it didn't actually come from Johnny, actually. It actually came from P-Bear. I never told you guys this, actually. P-Bear said to me, the one thing that you need to be is consistent. So it's okay doing your show twice every 2 weeks, but you have to be consistent with it. Because if you're not, people are not going to know when you're on, and they're not going to know when the pod drops, and you have to be consistent. So I think that's one of the reasons I've always even on feel like I'm on my deathbed, I've always done the show.
Yeah, or
because that resonates
to
with me.
Replacements when me and I think it's only me and Jay. Is it only me and Jamie that have had to have a week off?
So far,
but half a week.
We've always said that if we're never going to have to be doing it every single show. It's impossible. But what we can do is, I'll say we've got a good bullpen, over here and in the States. If we were struggling, we could get someone from the States on like that if we wanted to. You know what I mean? So we've always done really well on that. and it's always really worked. But the thing is, it's always been 2 weeks. I think that there's been one show that was like the week later kind of thing. But it's just these things happen, but we've always tried to make the content when we're saying we're making the content, basically. Even with all the fucking technical issues, and we've had a fucking plethora of them tonight. I can fucking tell you that. Honestly,
if you can spot them, let us know where the gaps are. Honestly, it's but that's
the internet has been a right cunt tonight. I tell you that for everyone involved. It's been horrible. But yeah, it's just. I think it's a nice story, to be honest, because ultimately, obviously, it's grown from a seed, as it were, to what it is now. I'm so looking forward to what the future is going to be. You know what I mean? We're collectors doing a collectors podcast.
Yeah.
Basically, with a bit of news here, there, and everywhere. You know, where we go next, I don't know, but ultimately, it's going to be fun, man.
Definitely.
I think we've always said that whatever we decide to do is going to be about it still being fun for us, and that's what it all comes down to, really. You know, so.
And you know, we now have the platform, and when you think about it, you know, when Dave's collecting Finest 2020 and I'm collecting whatever, like Merlin stuff, and Jamie's collecting Fleur stuff, we were all doing that on our own. And like Jamie alluded to, you didn't have anyone to sort of talk to about it, or, you know, tell anyone, I pulled this really cool card and things like that. So just being a part of like a community in itself is just, just a blessing for us. So yeah,
we talk daily, like
we do, like
ATP, our chat group between the three of us, the people, our main group within Facebook, the people around that. I mean, I speak to Travis every couple of hours. You know what I mean? I speak to Johnny a couple of times a day.
I was talking about Beanie Babies this week after his podcast. I was chatting about collecting beanies, you know? And I would have never known him without this before, so...
Yeah, it's mad, really, if you think about it. It's
so cool.
It's been great. It has been great, and it's all because we love a bit of cardboard. And it's absolutely fantastic. And hopefully, we're going to have a great 2023.
Yeah, long may it continue.
100%.
All right, let's move over then to the top 5.
Top 5. Margaret's favourite feature.
Yeah, I've called it after they were famous.
I didn't know.
After they left the North.
Cards after they worked in WWE. So go on then, Jamie. Go on. What's your top 5?
Well, can we just say beforehand, this was a bloody hard subject to try and get a top 5 for.
You were quick, though.
You were like,
I was,
but
you got some bangers. Though,
it was still tough, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a tough week.
So I'll go through with what I've put. Now, obviously, I did mine that same night. Full disclosure, I couldn't settle for ages after recording last time. It took me, so while my brain was still in overload, I was like doing mine there and then. So I'll start first of all, number 5. I put down the China and Kurt Angle dual not auto relic, but auto card from TNA. Now, I don't know if you want to disqualify this one or not, because technically Angle did go back to WWE.
No. It's just his cards that are back in WWE.
Okay. So
his card in the TriStar cards in TNA are fine.
Okay. So I'll put this down. This was China's final auto card. And this was her final card before she passed away. So I'll put that down as number 5, just the significance of that one. Number 4, I put down Brody Lee in AEW. Mainly the parallels. He had a massive renaissance moving over to AEW, didn't he? The Dark Order stuff. And again, like, people were going after his card, something wicked, and they still have a good price now. So I'll put Brody Lee down at number 4. Number 3, a guy who has done tremendous stuff for the card scene. That's the guy over at Too Sweet Antiques. Like, what he's done with those major pod cards is unbelievable. And I've noted Matt Cardona just because most of the big hitters have come through from Matt Cardona.
If it would have been Mark Sterling, I would have punched you.
Well, technically, he hasn't been from WWE, has he? So it's all good.
That's true. That's true.
He was
as a
tag match against the Viking Raiders.
Oh, okay.
We can't say like development.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matt Cardona. There've been some amazing relic cards from Too Sweet Antiques that have come through from them.
Have you had any of those in hand?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No. Yeah, I've got a few of them. So they are really well done. And even like the presentation of like the card itself comes in like a nice box, and it's all very, very professional. It's really nice.
I just can't forgive him for all the Mark Sterling cards. There's been at least 2.
I've got one, yeah.
I think the thing with him is though that the guy behind him improves every single time, and he's always pushing those boundaries as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys, I think there's a video of it on their YouTube of when they get the first ever one, and it's like Cardona doesn't even want his name on it, and just the progression of how much better they've got is really well done to them.
Cardona told him what to fix, he did, and they've been bangers ever since. That's basically.
So I'll put the Matt Cardona ones at number 3 just because of how many there have been. Obviously, Matt Cardona's had a massive change in. There's obviously rumours of him going back to WWE, isn't there, at some point? So we shall see. Number 2, I put down Taz, the Major Pod Autos. Again, this was a big set that was released themed around the WCW Auto cars, and I think Taz was a massive surprise for a lot of people. And I think this was really like his first proper auto he had outside of WWE. I don't know if the Leaf ones predate this or not, but I'll put down the Taz
they do.
Pod anyway.
They do, but he doesn't have many cards basically with outside of TNA.
The rarity of this one as well is quite big, isn't it?
And it's on card as well, whereas the TNA ones and that were on stickers, weren't they? So, have you got this card, Chris, by any chance or not?
Well, the Taz.
Yeah.
No, I've got all of the other ones, so I've got all of them except the Taz. I think the Taz is to I can't remember the exact number. I feel 40. Like it's full. No, it's less than that. I think it's like 15 or something.
Yeah, it's a really low number, isn't it?
I thought it was like 40 odd.
No, I think even the Ziggler was like around that number.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we
need to find. I'll ask Johnny about the print runs.
I've got it somewhere. Yeah.
But it is a nice card. It was one that I was quite keen to maybe try and get on the secondary market, but it was always out of my price range, really. And then number 1, I've put, been a bit of a punk mark, CM Punk's preview card. And I've also put in there noting the blank autos was a massive card there. So I don't know if you want to include...
What are the notes if I said CM Punk preview kissing auto?
Well, I did wonder that. I did. I wonder if it was like it auto-corrected or something.
No, I don't know. That's hilarious.
The kissing auto card is what I think
missing. It's supposed to be missing auto.
Oh, missing auto card.
Kissing.
So I don't know if you want to do the auto card or just a preview card, but again, that was a massive card. His first card since returning. That was a wrestling card, not sports star card sort of thing.
Oh, I thought you meant the missing auto card.
Well, I did put missing auto on there, but
that's what I thought you meant as well.
I'm happy to either or really, but the missing auto card. It's a hell of a card, I think.
Before we move on, and they're great picks. You've got Death and Rarity sandwiched with Matt Cardona in the middle of it.
There you go. You see,
that's unique. Chris,
hello. Right, top 5. So. Yeah, I will say that I really, I say it every fucking week. I really struggled with this one, but it's because it's not WWE cards. WWE cards are my main, what I focus on. And then Jamie had such good cards in his that I was like, oh man, I don't want to just use the same cards, but you know what I mean. Anyway, here goes. So Saraya, new arrivals in at number 5. I just thought it was cool to see a new card of Paige or Saraya, because it's been a good few years. I know she's had like a few autos in Panini products, but they're not like, it's not like an up-to-date picture of her or anything like that. It's all like older pictures used, and do you know what I mean? They kind of treated her as like a legend auto, and do you know what I mean? It's more like,
okay,
like the pictures are the old ones, whereas this one, it's a new picture, do you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that we then start to see her featured as like actual talent in sets going forward. So hopefully she makes it into like Skybox Metal and Allure or flagship of 2023. Because it's been a good while since we've had her like consistently in sets. I'd say she was sort of like, what, 2014, 15, 16, 17, that kind of time with Topps. So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to chase a rainbow of her. Do you know what I mean? Because it's been a long while since you've been able to even do things like that. So yeah.
She even dropped out of this year's game as well. Like, she weren't in this year's 2K game either. It's like she kind of dropped off the radar that little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it is funny that she had a impeccable card
when she was with.
When she was after that new arrivals card came out.
So. Number 4, I've done a Dave here. I've gone number 4 Horsemen.
So you know where this is going to be on the list.
Number 5. So it's a quad auto. It's 2020 Leaf Wrestling. It's figured it needed to go at number 4. So it's not the original 4 Horsemen lineup on this card. So you've got Ric Flair, Tully and Arn, and then you've got Barry Windham. So it's the third version of the Horsemen.
I thought you were going to say Kenny Omega then at some point.
Oh, God, no. Imagine. I wouldn't be surprised.
He wouldn't be allowed on the list, though. That's the thing.
Ex-WWE, no.
I had...
So, yeah, it's not the first, incarnation of them, but it is potentially the best one, in my opinion.
It's expensive card as well.
Big card, yeah. So there was one sold a few months ago. I think it went for about 300-ish. At the moment, all I can find on like eBay is one-on-one printing plates and things. So they are very, very expensive. One thing that did annoy me about this card, though, is the one that sold a few months ago was to 6. Do it to 4. Why would you do it to 6? That's stupid. So yeah, that one. Number 3, I have gone for Sting's base card, basically, in this year's or 2022's AEW flagship. Have you guys seen this one?
Yeah, it's got snow on it.
Snow,
Isn't it?
so it's from Winter is Coming, and then sometimes when you're opening cards, like base cards, you kind of just discard, or like you know what I mean. Most people kind of like, yeah, whatever, base card. When you like, for me, opening this and then seeing the, you know what I mean, seeing the Sting card, I stopped and was like, wow, this is really cool. And yeah, when you get it in like the other parallels and stuff, it looks really nice. So that one at number 3. Number 2, I have gone for AEW again, Match Dated Moments, the William Regal Gold. So it's got Regal, Jon Moxley, and Bryan Danielson. So 3 former WWE guys there.
And this is a really wicked card. This is one of my big purchases of last year. I love it. Yeah. I think it's a well good card.
Yeah, I was lucky to pull this one, and I kind of, at the time, didn't realise how much of a big deal that was, but it was. And I think...
Is it less a big deal now he's left, though?
Yeah.
This is only AEW card, isn't it?
So yeah, this is what I was about to say. So Tommy mentioned it the other day in our group chat that this is potentially his only AEW card, because unless he shows up in, Allure or Skybox, then it's his only card. And I think that could potentially in time make it even more, do you know what I mean, valuable. He's had cards through so many places that, if this is his only AEW one, then big card. And sorry, did someone want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do wonder maybe if this may be one of Brian's AEW cards, because I don't know if because he came along in March as well. I don't know if he only signed like a 1-year active deal, whatever his thing is, but he's only going to have a few cards himself, I think.
Yeah,
so.
True. Although he did get the preview one, didn't he? The pink.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did. You're right.
Pinky
one.
With his T-shirt,
white shirt.
So number one, I have gone for. He was in Jamie's list. It's Matt Cardona again. So this one is from GCW set, Joey Janela's Spring Break 6. So the card itself is like a close-up of Cardona on the night where he did the zombie walk, the Dean Ambrose, like everyone thought it was Dean Ambrose. It was actually Cardona. So there's lots of middle fingers up in his face. And
that was a massive moment, wasn't it?
It was. At the time, it was like unheard of. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't think that he would turn up there, and he did. And it went on for a great program with Nick Gage. So, yeah, really cool. And I'm kind of
put him on the map, really.
Absolutely,
it was, yeah.
And it was a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So one of the other like little Easter egg kind of things for myself personally is the on the actual card it says the date of the show, and it's my birthday. So it's always going to be like a little, you know what I mean? My favorite wrestler, my birthday.
It's my job to be the sentimental fucker.
And it was just, like as we just said at the time, it was such a shocking moment, and just the last person you expected to see. So cool card, and that's my number one. So over to you, Dave.
So it's a good segue because my number 5 is Matt Cardona. However, it's not either of your Matt Cardonas. It is the Card Foundation. I can't remember what they actually called the line in the end. Is it
like
the reliving moments or reliving dead?
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it?
I can't remember what it was. But it's really cool. It's him wearing his pink jacket that he, I think, stole from Effie.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. And it's obviously pink-ish card as well. So it's a really nice colour match, to be honest. A lot of mine are colour matched today. I've not done this on purpose, but a lot of mine are colour matched. Number 4 was Corey Bastion's Blue World Order Triple Auto. Now, these are still in the signing phase, I still think, and pre-ordery phase.
Yeah.
But I love the Blue World Order. I think they're great. They did turn up on WWE for a small amount of time before they left. And I think it's a great card. It's a good colour match. He does, in my view, the best triple autos around, I think.
They're all original as well, aren't they? They're really cool.
Yeah. And it showcases the people, the autographs, and the card is good as well. So, like, it's a triple auto, but it's a triple threat card as well. So I do like that. So, shout out to Corey Bastion on that. I do need to buy some of his stuff at some point. I've been not putting it off, but there's so much of his that I really want to get, actually. So
now you've said that BWO one's still on pre-order. I might have to pre-order that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Harley Race Signature Series Leaf 2016. So I love Harley Race's autograph. I think it's great. Harley Race, I think, is an absolutely fantastic wrestler. I love him to bits. And he also has, and I know it's the Leaf stuff is very much painted on, basically, a lot of it, their images. But he's got the NWA belt over his shoulder, and I think it's cool. It's a perfect card for Harley Race, to be honest. No nonsense. It's a lovely card, and I don't think first time he's ever been mentioned on any top 5 we've done.
Definitely.
Yeah. So well done, Harley.
I think if you get the goldy coloured one as well, like it's a nice beigey goldy one, that really goes really well with Harley Race as well. It just looks nice. It's a cracking card.
It is a cracking card. Number 2, there's so many Leaf Ric Flair cards. Like, but the thing is, they're all nice. They remind me of like going into a smoking lounge with a smoking jacket on and a pipe and a nice brandy just sitting there. It's all kind of like elegant. It's all nice and old, but not. This is why I like BSG, the Beckett stuff. It's just like that kind of like lounging, like old 70s loungewear kind of like, oh, this is, smoking a pancake, love it. You know what I mean? It's just
nice gold and black label.
It is. It's so inoffensive, but brilliant at the same time, and just like it's like going back to a different age, and Ric Flair for me is going back to a different age. So I went for Ric Flair 2022 Leaf Decadence holography auto 5 out of 5. It's a blue color match. It's him back in the day with his blue robe on and with a blue card. Love it. Very it's the clues in the title, very decadent. Decadence is there with that card. And my number 1 WCW NWO Topps 98 Randy Savage auto. Now there's a lot of WCW NWO Topps 98/99 autos that could have been included on that. Miss Elizabeth could have been included on that.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
Yep.
Kurt Hennig. There's quite a few. So the only thing is with it, obviously it's a monster card, right? It's a huge card. Yeah. He obviously left WWE and went to WCW, and it's a WCW card. But WCW then got bought by WWE. It wasn't part of it.
He never worked in WWE again, though, did he?
He never worked for WCW while they were owned by WWE, did he?
No. But personally, I think it's one of the biggest cards for me out there that I would love to have at some point in my collecting, but I couldn't justify the money on it, to be honest.
No, it's an elite card, isn't it?
Yeah,
100%.
Real elite card, and I thought put an elite card in for number 1.
Yeah,
and but. Yeah, I did have on there twinned with Miss Elizabeth as well, and I thought I can't say both.
We had her mine recently last week, she
was second last week. Yeah, exactly. She was second last week. So, but yeah, right. Let's Mega-5 it. Go on, Jamie.
Just before we do, I'm going to just say that Taz auto was to 35, but I think the reason I've got a 4 in my head is because they said on the podcast at the time that, like, you know what I mean, Brian has one or something.
They've
like
all
somebody
got a full set, haven't they?
Somebody else had one, so there wasn't actually 35 available.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Cool.
Is there any? Sorry, and I did forget. Is there
honourable
any
mentions?
Honourables?
So I did have one that I was going to put in, but I thought you guys might be like, "Fuck off." I was going to put.
We'll decide that, Chris.
Fuck off. Yeah, we'll decide that. Who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
I was struggling with it, and I was like, MJF dotted line auto, but it's like enhancement talent, and he's been a security guard, hasn't he? So, and the only other one, again, it's something I've had too recently. It was the Sean Spears chair shot, because I love that card. I love it. So yeah.
Oh, that means a lot, because I like that card too. There was one card, I'm trying to get it up on my eBay. It was a TriStar card. It was the Icons, like 6 autos, but Sting was in there, but it was before Sting. You know what I mean? Like, Sting had never been, but the rest of them had, I think, and it was just like, that's just annoying. There you go. I think it was. Let's check it. It was Hogan, Flair, Sting, Foley, Nash, and Jarrett. And Sting was the only one that hadn't been to WWE. So I was like, no. So, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, right, let's Mega 5 it.
Okay, you ready?
Jamie,
then?
hit the clock.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Your 30 seconds. There we go. We're good at that now. We're good at these timing them perfectly, aren't we?
Well, we've got really good at doing the Mega 5, but I think we might struggle.
We say this all the time.
Yeah. Well, we know what four's going to be.
This week, though.
We know what 4's going to be. The Horseman.
Horseman at number 4.
Yeah, Horseman at number 4.
I can't believe I'm going to argue my own card here. Barry Windham. He did wrestle in WWE, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he definitely did. Cool. No, yeah, I'm fine with that.
4 Horsemen of 4, man. Like, we break any kind of luck or anything if we don't do like numbers and numbers, man. You know what I mean? So
on the Cardona front, I would like to put a vote in for Chris's zombie Cardona card over the 2 Sweet.
Would it be so ridiculous of us to put Cardona at 1, 2, 3? Just for a laugh.
Jesus.
Chris's Cardona card at 1, your Cardona card at 2, mine at 3.
What, all Cardonas?
Just for a laugh. 1 week.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Right, if we can do Cardonas 1, 2, and 3, we're going to have Horseman at 4. Who's going in at 5?
Oh, it's got to be Savage, isn't it?
It's got to be Savage.
It's got to be Savage.
I think
Savage should be really 1, but fuck it. Like, I think Cardona would find it funny if he was.
I think the thing you've got to think of, like with Flair, he has come back and forth and been all over the place, hasn't he? So
yeah,
like he's scheduled for
so many
Raw
cards.
30, isn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Flair's in there anyway. He's in number 4 anyway, right?
Yeah. So
he's in the Horseman.
I think
the only thing we're not is putting the Taz thing in, and I think that should go in. But for comedy value, I think Cardona should be 1, 2, 3.
All the Cardonas.
Yeah,
I'm happy with it. If you want to put him in all 3,
yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm more than happy with him.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, just for a laugh.
So yeah, 1, 2, 3 then. Cardona, number 1, the zombie. Number 2, the 2 Sweet Antiques. 3, we're going through Car Found Pod, Patreon cards. 4 is the Horseman. And number 5, we are going for
Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. Right, done. Mega 5 completed.
We've just pranked ourselves there, guys, but I just thought it'd be funny. Fuck it, why not?
One to discuss end of the year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, why not?
We find out who.
I think, to be honest as well, this is the first time we've mentioned Cardona in the top 5s as well.
Well, the thing is, well, like, they're all good cards, and they're all, he's had no other option other than having indie cards.
Yeah.
And this may all change, mightn't it? So
yeah. Well, his WWE cards will probably never get into our top 5, right? I'd be very surprised if they did. Yeah. So, and what he's done on the indies has been great.
I don't know if he goes back to WWE, if he'll ever be Zack Ryder. I think he'll just go by Matt Cardona, won't he, going forward? He's a bigger brand of himself now, isn't he?
The problem I've got with it, right, is the type of person who watches the indies and appreciates independent wrestling is not the same person that knows who Zack Ryder. Do you know what I mean? Who was that Zack Ryder fan?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, I feel like if he goes back at the Rumble, for instance, he might get a pop, but I don't think it will be kind of what they expect, because it's just that different audience watching it, and especially who are going to be there live. I'm just not. I'd love to see him come back, but I'm just not sold on it entirely.
If he comes back, I'd like him to come back for just a Rumble and nothing else. I wouldn't like him to come back and be full time there.
I mean, the way he is with the heel stuff and whatever at the moment, I just don't think you can't go around swearing at people on WWE TV, can you? So I think he might struggle.
The thing is, it's kind of like big fish, little pond kind of thing, mentality. And he works well with that. He works as being the guy from WWE that everyone hates.
Plays on it, and it works so well that then going back to WWE, I just don't. Yeah. As you say, for the Rumble, it'd be really cool. Maybe see Cody eliminate him. So
over the top.
That'd be funny. But I don't know. I mean, stranger things have happened, but I can't see it. Like, I can see him coming back for Rumble, but I can't see him coming back full time. No. I'd be very surprised.
I just don't think they'd use him right, and it would potentially be
they had him for like 15 years and they didn't use him right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, they're going to use him right now. No, Jesus.
Don't buy it.
While we're talking about Rumble and before we go on to like our end bits, so when we record our next episode, the Rumble would have been gone and finished.
Yeah.
So just quick chat about the Rumble, really. Who's your picks and who would you like to see and what do you reckon is going to happen in the Rumble? Just have a bit of Rumble chat because I do love Rumble season.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. So we chatted on ATP about this the other day.
We did.
I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I did. I did choose two people. So for the men's, because we've got to do the men's and the women's, right?
Yeah.
So for the men's, if The Rock does come back, it's going to be The Rock. If The Rock doesn't come back, it's going to be Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine Sami Zayn winning it. That'd be hilarious, but it's all to do with the build-up, right? The build-up between now and the build-up between Mania, and you've only got 2 months.
Yeah.
So theoretically speaking, thing is, for me, with the Cody thing, it doesn't give much time to build between now and Mania to make that the biggest main event that there is.
Yeah.
Cody's a babyface, and the thing about babyface is that you need to give them the chase.
Yeah.
Unless they're a fucking monster like Batista or something. But you need to give them the chase. Coming back from injury and not giving them the chase and going straight into a title match with potentially someone he's not probably going to beat. I don't know, man. Like,
what's the point?
I would much. Yeah.
I think you give...
How much is The Rock versus Reigns going to sell, right?
And in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with Cody, if you haven't come up with that big Rumble pop, give him a good exhibition match at Mania like you did last year, and then go on for that build for SummerSlam to have a big build like he should have done, you know, and sort of do a reset on him.
You're 100% right. SummerSlam is the time.
Yeah.
So he's the SummerSlam boy. So I think Seth will eliminate him, and then they'll start. I think actually he'll eliminate Seth. Seth will come back in the ring, eliminate him, and then they'll have another match at Mania because they haven't really finished their feud, right?
Yeah, they'll do the Jericho Michaels type thing, won't they?
Yeah. But I'm surprised that Cody is people's number one pick because the reason being is because there's just not enough build time. You need someone baked in that can go at Mania.
Yeah.
And I think The Rock has got nothing on his slate as well. He's not filming anything. He's post-production.
Yeah. Imagine you're Vince McMahon for a second and you're trying to sell WWE. Now, what is the biggest thing that you could possibly do to get to maximize your money is to get The Rock back, have him in this match at WrestleMania, sell the company.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It makes the most sense.
The biggest guy in Hollywood versus his cousin who is the champion.
And if I'm Vince McMahon, I'm saying to Rock, look at what I've done for your life. Yeah. And then, I just want to sell my company, come back this one last time. And, who knows?
Who's your fantasy? If you were to fantasy spot someone in the Rumble, then Lloydy, who would you want? And then we'll move to Chris.
The Rock.
You as your one fantasy person to be The Rock.
Yeah.
Nice. The Brahma Bull.
Has to be.
What about you, Chris? Your Rumble
I'm going to be really bored and probably say The Rock as well. It just makes sense. Do you know what I mean? What about you, Jim?
I think I would, along the same lines, I think if The Rock does come back, I think The Rock is winning the Rumble.
Yeah.
I would like to see. I always like seeing like a really random legend turn up, and I always do like that side of things. I did hear a fluttering online that apparently Batista...
Manta.
You know, it's always going to be someone random, though, crop like the Honky Tonk Man or something, you know.
Or someone, yeah.
But apparently Batista's finished filming his stuff, and he's currently free. So I wouldn't mind a quick Big Dave sort of appearance, you know, come in a few spine busters, not win it, but just sort of make an appearance be quite cool. Yeah, and I think that's really just to see what happens here. I think it'd be nice to have a few different legends instead of the usual. And then with the women's side of thing, I think it's a given that we think probably Rhea Ripley is going to be going all the way through, I think. But
oh no, I think, well, the thing is with this is that I want her to win it, and I think she probably should win it. But for me, she's more of like the push manager wise on the, from what I like understand of WWE. I don't watch it.
Right. She's more.
She's a
the manager of. Yeah, she's the head of the faction basically.
Yeah. Does she do the
that doesn't mean she's not going to win. Like, so I think it will be Bayley. The reason being is because the other girls have obviously got the tag belts. It would set up Bayley versus Bianca.
Bella,
yeah.
So good versus bad. I'm not saying Rhea Ripley is not bad, but I don't know. I just got and they've never given Bayley the Rumble either, have they?
No. Weren't they going on?
They always like to give the old staff the big events, don't they? Basically,
they were bigging up like her 10th anniversary as well, weren't they? This past month as well of being in WWE, so that would make sense. 10 years in, maybe give the Rumble win.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that's just like I could be horrendously wrong. I don't watch the product, so not enough anyway to give an actual.
I think you might well be right there.
But I think like Rhea Ripley is like the hottest commodity out there at the minute. She's a great heel, and she's a very scary lady.
And her War Games card's going up and up, and it's pricing me out at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I think the women's one is harder to predict than the men's one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think Becky was up there as well as like highly like the odds on Becky winning
just makes no like sense though, does it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't understand that. No. To be honest, she's already won it as well. Are they going to give her it again? No, I don't know.
Not for me
with that. But
I do love a good Rumble, and it's one that I always try and watch. If I don't, being it's Saturday night as well, I might end up staying up and watching it. So we'll see.
Definitely.
The thing is with the Rumble is it should be my favourite show. Money in the Bank is my favourite show, but it should be my favourite show because it should be the event that is not predictable. They should have these mid-card people rising from the depths to, one, have a good performance, but two, not necessarily have their Rumble moment, but have a good showing.
Yeah.
But potentially a mid-card person actually winning it. Like, very rare. Like, when was the last time a mid-card person won the Royal Rumble? I can't think.
Shawn Michaels, 1995.
Well, I think you've got to realize, even if you go back the last 10 years, like Alberto Del Rio winning the Rumble and stuff, like they were really random people. And I think Sheamus won 1 year, and that was out of the blue, wasn't it?
Like 2010, maybe.
He got rid of Jericho.
Yeah, and you said about Santino. What year? Who won that Rumble that year?
I think that was the Del Rio one.
Del Rio, yeah.
So Santino was second last, and I think Del Rio chucked him out at the end.
Yeah, so
because that was like not the greatest Royal. That was a 40. Was it 40 or 50 person Royal Rumble? 40, I want to say 50.
I think Saudi Arabia was 50, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia was 50. I think that was like 40.
Yeah.
Which is
the Saudi.
Yeah, the Saudi Arabia one, the 51. That's the one where Titus went under.
That's all anyone remembers about.
I got one of them. Oh, brilliant! But
make that card.
Yeah, they should make that. What, just his feet under the apron.
Brilliant.
Shit, man, that'd be great. But I love Rumble. I just don't think it's like.
It's not unpredictable enough.
It needs to be unpredictable, doesn't it?
Yeah, random.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about Brock either, because Brock's on the
poster.
But nobody's talked about Brock at all. So it'd be great to see Brock and Rock in the ring together, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be amazing. That'd be a Rock flashback.
Can you imagine if those were the final two?
Well, in theory, because that'd be 20 years since Lesnar won the Rumble, 2003.
Yeah.
But again, like Taker, you could get Taker in just for a few moments, couldn't you? I'm sure we could do a few, even just for that Rumble pop, you know? You're in San Antonio.
Maybe not
get
Taker, maybe Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Kane's the Rumble guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots that they can do. Yeah. Whether or not they'll do it is another matter, but we'll see.
But no, yeah, I do love the Rumble. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I pulled, I mean, Chris, you're doing the men's Rumble on the thing. So if I had two slots and I pulled The Rock and I pulled Cody, I'd be like, I've won this.
Either way,
I'm done.
You know what I mean? Even if they were 1 and 2, I'd be like, I've won.
Yeah, that's about to say, because that's what it will be. It will be like you draw the number, but then you're right. If then The Rock and Cody came out 1 and 2, you'd won.
You just be like, I've won.
Yeah,
just give me the money. I've destroyed this.
There's no money.
Funny though, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's do the plugs. But before we do that, actually, Chris, next week, what are we doing?
So, big topic will probably be TBC, just depending on what kind of happens.
Yeah.
Top 5, I'm going to go for undervalued in the hobby. So, if there's a certain wrestler or, whoever person involved in wrestling who you think is undervalued, put them in your top 5.
Sounds good.
See who you think who we think the most undervalued is.
This is where Titus comes back into it. Santino,
Hall of Famer.
Santino Snake.
That all good though? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fine for me. I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice one. I like it. All right. Right. Let's get out of here. Plugs. Jamie, go on, plug us.
Right, find us over at Squared Circle Relics Pod on Instagram. I'm back on the horse now and doing a post every day. So if you're not following us now, we're over, I think we've got like nearly 150 people following the Instagram feed now. So that's grown up quite nice. So we haven't had anyone famous. Like we had Dave Mastiff like a post again last week. Big Dave likes the old card. So so we haven't had any more famous people like our posts yet. But again, if you're not following the Insta feed, do go and find that. If you want to head over, do. If you want to hit us a message in there, always reply back to you as well to do that. If you're not in the Facebook group, you can search for us on Squared Circle Relics Pod on Facebook. Get added to the group. One of us 3 will add you to it. If you can't find it, just message us and we'll invite you to the group separately. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Jamie Stocker on Twitter. Again, if you just want to chat cards, that's where you'll find me, and most of my stuff that I do with OTP is all on Twitter. And that's pretty much our general plugs. And again, the Rumble for Chris's Note, we'll do that next week. Yes. Stock take as well, actually. I'll be doing WrestleMania 2001 as a stock take next week. So I'll be going through my archive and sort of chatting about that set. So that'll probably be on Tuesday or Wednesday that'll land. So if you join the group, and you'll see me chatting about that.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Right.
Chris?
Cambridge Trading Cards on Instagram and YouTube. As I alluded to at the beginning of the show, I've kind of been taking a bit of a backseat in things at the moment, just to whatever's going on in my life. But the thing is, I've got a few videos done and dusted. I just want to get this one big video done. But that should be this week. So keep a lookout on the channel for that. And as I said earlier, I'm going to go live in a minute in our Facebook group with my Chronicles hobby box. So, yeah.
I'll see you over there.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't wait. So 4 things from me.
Go for it.
I think 4 things. So 1, _Lloydy boy on Insta. I'm still there. I haven't left. I'm still there.
Good.
Second thing. Nobody comes and says hello. Nobody.
Oh.
I'm still there, but nobody comes.
Send him pictures of spiky autos.
Oh, fuck. Spiky autos.
Irritated.
Too spiky.
That's really, honestly, that's, it keeps me up at night. The other thing is just to echo what we've said today, and I'm not going to mention this ever again on the pod. Never going to mention it again. It is purely the statement and what we're going to call the pod this week, and that is morals over money. I can't implore you enough to heed that when you're looking at the hobby, if you're buying, if you're selling, if you're a wrestler doing a whatnot stream. Many different avenues here, but guys, do the right thing. Spike Lee said it the best. Do the right thing. The other 2 things is everyone say goodbye.
Bye. Take it easy.
Bye. See you later.
And fuck John Cena.